So you're about to hear Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer of the Democratic Party talk about how the Iran war is going and how it has been a complete clusterfuck, but not so much from the perspective of the United States acting immorally, doing an illegal war against an unprovoked nation, not against the war crimes that America is committing, but more so about how Trump is impeding on American imperialism and challenging, diminishing America's role as the hegemonic power, right? And in this goddamn fucking clip, bro does not criticize Israel. Does not bring up Israel once. Let's watch this.
Okay, good morning. Let's take stock after 39 days of bloodshed, billions of dollars. Let's see where we are after 39 days of this war. Trump's war, with a price tag of $44 billion and $4 gas, made us worse off today than we were when he started it. And let's go over this piece by piece. Why are we worse off today than the day he started it? First, the Strait of Hormuz. It's in worse shape today, with more Iranian domination of it than it was before the war started. Iran has now demonstrated to the whole world that it can use the Strait of Hormuz as leverage against the international community. In terms of what Trump has described of this 2-week ceasefire, in terms of even when that holds, the strait is only partially open for 2 weeks, and it's on a conditional basis. That leverage is not gone. Trump handed to the Iranians leverage over the Strait of Hormuz. So in the short term, we're not in much better shape, and in the long term, we're in much worse shape when it comes to all the oil that has to go out of the straits.
You know, maybe we should do? We should
Second,
try to get Israel to stop their fucking violence against Iran, against Lebanon, and against Palestinians.
The Iranian regime is still standing, not just standing, but now emboldened. And the regime is likely to be even more radical and more dangerous than it was before. So it's worse.
When he says more radical, more dangerous, he means the Iranians are now going to move forward with enriching their uranium so they can fucking get nukes so this shit won't happen to them again. That's what he means. It means that Israel will not get to make Iran a failed state so they can be the regional power and expand their goals of creating a greater Israel and conquering all their neighbors in the Middle East. And, you know, Senator Chuck Schumer, Democrat from, that's incorrect, that's New York, should say Israel. Anyways.
Trump's Iran war has strengthened the Iranian regime and made the United States' position worse. Gas prices. At home here, American families have paid the price for this war. Gas prices have skyrocketed in just a matter of days. They're not going to change until August, and in general, the world oil markets will be unsettled for years. Years from now, several years from now, Americans in the world will still be paying the price, a higher price for gas prices than when before the war started.
Yo, bro doesn't even know how much gas prices are. He's just saying they're expensive. They're expensive. They're dollars, many dollars a barrel. Many dollars a gallon at the gas stations.
Iran still has its nuclear stockpile, its nuclear ambitions. Iran still has its nuclear stockpile. Its nuclear ambitions are still unchecked, if not accelerated. And finally, American credibility. The nations of the world are furious at Trump. The Europeans, the Asians, even the Middle Eastern allies. They say, what the hell is he doing?
They should be furious at America, absolutely, but they should also be furious at Israel for dragging us into this fucking bullshit. How come Israel isn't sending their troops to fight this war with Iran, huh? What the fuck's going on there, huh, Chuck? Huh, Chuckle fuck?
The United States' diplomatic position and credibility in the world is dramatically worse because of this war. So just in summary, this war has made us worse off today than before it started. The war made us worse in terms of control of the Strait of Hormuz. The war made us worse in terms of the strength of the Iranian regime. The war made us worse in terms of high gas prices. The war made us worse because Iran's nuclear ambitions have been unchecked. And the war made us worse because American credibility is down the drain. It's just incredible.
Yeah, it's just incredible. Again, no mention of the war crimes committed against Iranians. No mention of Israel's aggression against Lebanon. No mention of the United States going after oil refineries, giving the Iranian people Gulf War syndrome. No mention of that. No mention of Israel, huh? You know why? It's because Chuck Schumer loves Israel, right? It's as he said in that god awful speech everyone remembers. We stand with Israel. We stand with Israel. How can you even talk about this war and not mention Israel? Like, it is so befuddling. It is so remarkable. How can you even do that? Well, that's because he's a cuck, dude. Chuck is a cuck for Israel.
This is one of the very worst military and foreign policy actions that the United States has ever taken.
Thanks, Israel.
Ever taken. And of course, there are other points here. Brave American soldiers have died.
Okay, there you go.
Many
There you
remain in
go.
harm's way.
Finally mentioned
All
the
of
troops.
this happens when one man, especially a man acting as unhinged as Donald Trump, has unchecked power to wage war. He backs himself into a corner with dangerous, escalating rhetoric. The entire world holds its breath, wondering what's next going to come out of his mouth. And can he ever find a way out? A commander-in-chief who is truly in control would never have gotten into this colossal mess to begin with. That is exactly why I am announcing that today the Senate will vote next week on the War Powers Resolution.
Oh my god, bro.
Congress must reassert its authority, especially at this dangerous moment.
Now
No
you're doing it?
president,
Now you're
Democrat or
announcing this?
Republican, should take this country to war alone.
Alone.
Not now,
Not with
not ever.
my stamp of approval.
Republicans
Not
will
without
once
our
again
rubber
have the
stamp of
opportunity
approval.
to join Democrats and end this reckless war of choice. The public must demand that Republicans join with us to approve the War Powers Act.
Oh my god,
The War
bro.
Powers Act will cease hostilities and require the administration to get an AUMF before
No, the
going
fuck it won't. You think he's gonna abide by that
to
shit?
war.
Even if you
after
guys
the
pass it, you think he's gonna abide
hostilities
by that?
And the bottom line is this. From day one, this war has never had a satisfactory answer to what is the goal, what do we want to achieve, what is the timetable, how much will it cost in both lives and treasure. He has never had an answer. In fact, his answer varies from day to day to day. It almost looks as he wakes up in the morning, looks at the oil market and the stock market and determines that day's actions over in Iran. It's erratic, but worse than erratic, it's dangerous.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Let this be a warning. If Trump starts a new war, we will be in worse shape given his lack of planning and focus. Trump must end the war now. The only viable solution is a lasting diplomatic one. A 2-week ceasefire, especially one as fragile as this, is not a strategy. It's not a diplomatic solution.
Of course it's not. It's been
not a
violated
plan.
already by Israel and the U.S.
Trump needs to stop
Like
posting on
everybody
social
predicted.
media and start doing the hard work of building a lasting peace. Trump chose this war. He owns the consequences. And next week, Congress will act, has the opportunity to act, to make sure it cannot happen again.
You know what it is, bro? Chuck Schumer should not be allowed to lead the Democratic Party. The dude with his flaccid, limp dick style leadership and his fealty, his undying fealty, like a lapdog to Benjamin Netanyahu and the genocidal, fascist, ethno state of Israel, bro needs to step the fuck down. He needs to not only step the fuck down from Democratic leadership, he needs to get the fuck out of Congress. He needs to get packed the fuck up. He needs to leave. He needs to leave. Because the only thing he's calling for right now is like, we need a war powers resolution. Like, brother, man, you should have done that shit fucking weeks ago. What the fuck? What you ought to be calling for is his immediate removal from the presidency because he's clearly unfit to lead. Because he's a deranged psychopath, and also it kind of looks like he's sundowning, right? Looks like bro's brain is fucking cooked. And you are not calling for that. And you know why he's not calling for that? Because he secretly wants the war. He secretly wants the war. He just doesn't like how Trump has handled and bungled the fucking war. That's the problem. So you know what, Chuck? Get fucked. Get the fuck out of Congress. You don't serve the people. You just serve your donors in Israel. And we don't need any more of that. Your time is over. And I think you know that. I think you know that.